So, what can go wrong if you decide that you want to do a Nigerian passport by yourself without pressing money in anybody's hand? The Honorable Minister, Honorable Bumi Ojo, has said repeatedly that the process now is very smooth, that you don't need to see anybody and call them to a corner and pay extra money, bribe, and all that. You can actually go online, register, and all you have to do is submit yourself on the day of capture, go and come back to collect your passport. That's simple and smooth. That's what the minister has been saying over and over again. But we are in Nigeria, and Nigeria has a funny way of, making things go here when it has been designed to go here. You understand? So what can actually go wrong if you take a decision to go and do your passport by yourself without any assistance, without paying someone some extra money? What can go wrong? First of all, if you want to get your passport, if you want to do a passport, you want to register for a passport by yourself, you're not paying any uniform person at the immigration's money. You want to get your passport by yourself and you go online. Of course, you're going to be required to submit some documents. If you're going for a renewal, if you're going for a fresh passport, especially those of you going for the fresh passport, listen to this, watch this video. If you're applying for a fresh passport, please, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that there is no old passport that has expired before. If you're applying for a fresh passport, do not go and apply for a fresh passport when you have one expired passport somewhere. Maybe it expired in 2008, 2007 when there was no BVN. You understand? You say, there's no BVN, or they will catch you and your money will just go. Passport now, 64 pages is 200,000 official fee. 100,000 for 32 pages, official fee. If you spend that money and you go and apply for a fresh passport when you have an old passport that has expired, or maybe you were captured but you did not see the passport, I'm sorry, you have just wasted your money. If you like, pay 200 naira, they will deduct it. There's no means of warning you. The system will take your money and you will never see your money again. So if you're applying afresh, your passport, your local government identification document, your birth certificate, when you upload them, you have to follow the size of the passport. When it accepts, you make your payments. You're going to be sent like a printout, a document for you to print out, a document showing evidence of payment, and a document showing, the passport, the system where you would take to the immigrations on the day of your capture. Now, the first problem you encounter when you're registering by yourself is that there's a place for confirmation that your application has been confirmed. After you've chosen a date, because it will give you room to choose a date that you want to be captured. It's going to give you room for that. After you've chosen the date, you're supposed to get a confirmation. Trust me, you're likely never, ever going to get that confirmation. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know. I have no idea why it's like that. However, even though it has not been confirmed, still go on that date that you have chosen. Go there for the capture. Go. Take your two legs, go to the place of capture, the place that you've chosen, go there. That confirmation is supposed to come from the immigrations, but trust me, 99% of the time it's not going to come if you're registering by yourself. Your registration will not be confirmed 99% of the time. Prove me wrong. Somebody should come and prove me wrong. It will not be confirmed. So when you go there physically, you tell them to direct you to where it can be confirmed. You understand? And this is where human contact, that is not supposed to be, starts from. And when human contact starts, you know what happens. 2K, 3K, 1K, 1K5. So after it has been confirmed, I can assure you that they will pay attention to you. especially the one in Abuja, the capture center in Abuja, they will pay attention to you. Like nothing, they're not going to do you maguma. They will pay attention to you. They will call you on time. On time, sorry. They will do everything that's needed to be done to get you captured. You understand? But make sure that it is confirmed. Make sure somebody confirms it online for you, your registration. Make sure it is confirmed. Now, after you're captured, the next thing, or wahala, should I call it wahala? The next thing to expect is, or don't expect, is that don't expect to be called. You're not going to be called. Yes, you're not going to be called. If you register officially, you go and register by yourself, you apply by yourself, nobody's going to call you when your passport is ready. No single call is going to come your way when your passport is ready. You're not going to be called. So you can count, let's say 6 weeks. Wait for about 6 weeks, then go to your capture center to ask for your passport. Go and collect your passport after 6 weeks. Some have been lucky. After 4-5 weeks, they went there and their passports were ready. Their passports were ready and they collected and went home. But just make it 6 weeks. You're not going to get a call. Number two. Number one, you're not going to get a confirmation when you register by yourself. Those two things. Now, if anything goes wrong with your registration, if you register by yourself online, nobody's going to call you to tell you something has gone wrong. If you like, wait for 1 year, wait for 2 years, nobody is going to call you. Those who, call somebody aside and pay extra money, they always get a call. Always, you understand? There's always a follow-up with them. But you doing it officially here in Nigeria, you will not be called. Now, let's talk about this that is not talked about. If you search the internet, it's not talked about. AFIS rejected. AFIS rejected is a message that is written on the day you go and collect your passport. There's this slip they'll give to you, a piece of paper. When you go to the counter to demand for your passport, they're just going to write A arrow on your paper. They're not going to explain anything to you. I'm talking about the headquarters, immigration headquarters. They're not going to explain anything to you. They're just going to write it. So it's now you that will start moving around asking for explanation. And then if you ask for explanation, they'll tell you it's AFIS rejected. It means you have an old passport. There is evidence of an existing passport. That's if you register for a fresh passport and you have an expired passport. AFIS rejected is what they will write on your paper, on your slip. That means you are not allowed to get a new passport. You are supposed to renew that old passport and not get a new one. Some people will lose their old passport and they say, well, because it's expired now, let me just apply for a new one. You will be caught. They will detect it. They have a system to detect your passport that you did in 1999. But they have a system that can just call you, simple customer service to call you to let you know your passport is ready or there's an error. You're not going to be called. But they have a system to detect your old passport and to reject your new passport. So when that happens, you've lost your money. Forget it. There's nothing. You've lost your money. And you will be referred to, if you ask, okay, what do I do? You will be referred to Servicom. Servicom solves queries when it comes to passport making. Servicom, if you go there, they will tell you, okay, if you want them to investigate, for example, they'll tell you, okay, yes, they will request for a ticket. And if you ask what's like, okay, what do you do? They'll tell you, well, the result from the ticket is for them, not for you. Do you understand me? Like, okay, I have a problem. They say my passport, my application has been rejected. How do I get to know why it was rejected? They'll say, okay, they will request for a ticket on your case. And the result that will come out from that request is for their consumption, not you. In other words, you end up just wasting your time. Because the result will come, they will not tell you, they will not call you, they will not contact you. Yeah. And then from what I've heard, that in some other states, apart from Lagos and Abuja, if you attempt to go and register by yourself, you do online, that's the frustration you will get, the frustration that will come your way, you will regret taking that decision to do the passport by yourself. Allegedly, I did not experience it. Just people from all those areas like Delta, Edo, they are the ones saying it, that if you do not call somebody to the corner to press extra money, you want to do your passport and you go online to register, that your frustration will be higher than the tallest mountain, that you will be so frustrated, you regret taking that decision to do it by yourself. But in places like Lagos and Abuja, if you register, you, as long as you don't have an old passport, an old existing passport that has expired, if you register afresh, you're going to have to wait for 6 weeks and your passport will be ready. Your passport will be ready for collection. But if you have an old passport, from what I gathered, if you have a passport from 1997, if you've made a passport from 1997, do not go and apply for a fresh passport. That they have documents and fingerprints of every passport made from 1997 till date. They have the documents till this day, that if you try to register for a fresh one, you will be detected and your application will be rejected. Detected, rejected. Detected, rejected. Detected, rejected. Another thing that can go wrong is when you're registering by yourself is sometimes your payments might not reflect. You'll be debited, but your payment will not reflect. Trust me, when that happens, you go suffer small. Yeah. You go suffer small. Small. Okay, medium suffer. You go suffer medium. It depends on the state you do. If not some kind of states, if not Lagos and Abuja, you go suffer big. You waka waka. You go waka waka. That's all I can say. Thank you very much. My name is Nev. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.